Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, there's a cat tail in the way. We're gonna be doing a Q&A today. You guys sent in lots of questions about life in Japan and my diet, traveling in Japan, my tips on taking care of cats. Most of you want to know if I have a boyfriend or who I'm dating. So we're gonna cover all of that today. So grab a tea or a coffee and get comfy and let's get started. I thought this would be a good question to get started with. So hi, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Sharla. I'm 36 years old. I'm originally from Canada, but I've been living here in Japan for about 17 years now. I moved here first when I was 19. I was in the middle of doing my university degree back in Canada, and I was just bored and I wanted something exciting, so I randomly moved to Japan. I knew how to speak Japanese because I studied it in high school. Yeah, I got lucky. I ended up getting a couple jobs and I stayed here for a couple years, and then I moved back to Canada to finish my degree. But about 6 months or so after I moved back, the major earthquake happened in 2011, and that really pushed me to move back here a lot quicker than I was planning to, because I was really worried about all my friends that were here and I just wanted to get back as soon as possible. So I ended up finishing my degree at a university here in Japan, and then I graduated, got a job here, really hated working for a Japanese company, so I quit after about 6 months. And I've been doing YouTube full-time ever since. Yeah, if you've got any more questions for me, just leave them down below and I'll reply to you there. But welcome to my channel. Did having your surgery scare you into being more conscious about your health? Not the surgery so much, but being told that I probably have cancer, and I've probably had it for at least 5 years because of the size of my tumor, was really, really scary. I've never felt so terrified in my life, because if you've had cancer for 5 years, often that means that it's spread to other parts of your body. And yeah, that was just probably the worst thing the doctor could have told me. If you're new here, I recently had surgery on my thyroid. I don't know if you can see the scar because, oh yeah, it's healing pretty decently. But I had a tumor removed from my thyroid, and it ended up not being cancer. But for the several months that I was waiting to get my surgery, I had no idea until they could take it out and test it. So yeah, it definitely affected how I view food and health, and I was so focused on eating as healthy as possible. Definitely it had a huge effect on me mentally. What is the most overrated thing that tourists should skip in Japan, and the most underrated? I mentioned this in someone else's video recently, but in case you didn't see it, I would say the most overrated thing are the crepes in Harajuku. I don't think they're good. They're not good. I've had much better crepes, but for some reason Harajuku is famous for their crepes and everybody talks about them, but the whipping cream in them is not real whipping cream. It's really gross. And yeah, they're cute to take a picture with, but that's about it. As for the most underrated thing, 100% the area of Japan down by the Shimanami Kaido cycling route. Even if you don't do the cycling route, just get down to that area of Japan, go for a walk, go for a road trip, and check out the sunsets, because the views of all the islands at sunset is just one of the prettiest sights I've seen in Japan. I think you guys would all really like it down there. Tons of questions about my time in England and what was my favorite part of the whole experience. Just being able to experience a completely different environment to Japan. I've been kind of stuck here for 2.5 years or so because of the pandemic. So yeah, it was really nice. The architecture is so beautiful, and the old houses, I love them so much. It's so neat to think that people are living in houses that are 400 years old. That blows my mind. So I loved everything about England. It's hard to pick just one thing, but I would just say the views of the scenery and the architecture is probably my favorite. What is your favorite prefecture in Japan? It's a tie between Iwate and Yamagata Prefecture, and I'm lucky because I live right in the middle of both of those right now, so it's easy for me to visit either of them. But they both just have really nice scenic locations, really friendly people, and they're both famous for some yummy dishes. So I think both prefectures should be on your itinerary if you're planning a trip to Japan. Please don't ignore North Japan. It's amazing. Doesn't get the amount of love that it deserves. So do yourself a favor and come up here to either Iwate or Yamagata or both. I think you'll love it. What is the update on the house? Is it finished? Yes, it's completely finished now, but I haven't seen it yet. I haven't been down to Tokyo to do a final tour of the place, so that's gonna be happening next week. Ushka will be back from New Zealand. I'm gonna go down there and meet her, and we're gonna see the house for the first time and film a tour for you guys, so look forward to that. That should be my next video. Someone else asked what my favorite part of the whole house is now, and it's definitely the little secret cubbyhole area that we made up in the attic. It turned out so good. Let me give you guys a little sneak peek, but we found this really cute wallpaper, and I think the size of the space is just perfect for one person to climb up there, grab a book, grab their Nintendo, and just kind of chill out with some blankets and pillows. And then when you turn the lights off, it's a galaxy ceiling! How cool is this? It's perfect. It turned out way better than I was even imagining. So happy with it. What's your favorite music? I listen to probably about 95% 80s music. The other 5% would probably be 70s rock and the odd like heavy metal band, but mostly 80s. Here's my gym playlist if you guys would like to copy the songs and download them and twin with me. This is what I listen to at the gym every day. I've been listening to this playlist for years now and I never get sick of it. I just love all these songs. These are most of my favorite songs. So, does Nutsky secretly like you better than Chris? Well, I think we're gonna have to ask Nutsky that one.
Oh, what a terrible, difficult question.
No, asksharla today, Chris tomorrow. Oh, good answer. And I am the asksharla like cat. Oh, cat. After, all right, cat. Please send me a question again. Bye.
Are you going to do any videos with PewDiePie now that he's in Japan? I get asked so often if I'm going to make videos with this YouTuber because they're in Japan. I don't really do that. The people that you guys see in my videos are just my actual friends, and I would hang out with them regardless of if we're making YouTube videos or not. I've never met PewDiePie before, so yeah, don't have any plans to film with him. If for some reason we end up becoming friends, maybe you'd see him in a vlog or something, but yeah. No, the people that I make videos with are just my friends. Do you still get updates and pictures of Luna? Yeah, I still talk to my ex. We send each other pictures of Maro and Luna back and forth. She looks like she's doing really well. She's really healthy, a little chunkier than she used to be, but as long as she's happy, I'm happy. So yeah, it looks like she's doing really good. What would you change on your channel if you didn't have to think about the algorithm? That's a really good question. So I'm assuming lots of you guys don't know anything about how YouTube works. If you're not a YouTuber, you probably wouldn't care. It's really important to package your video in a way that it's really enticing and gets people clicking on it right away. Because if they do that, YouTube's like, oh, this is a good video. We'll show it to lots of people. But if it's a video that's not as exciting and people don't click on it instantly when they see it, then they won't even show it to your subscribers and the views will just plummet and it'll be really hard for your video to get out there and get seen by anybody. Yeah, in order to please the algorithm, you kind of have to do clickbaity stuff with titles and thumbnails. So if I didn't have to worry about that, I think my titles would be a lot more straightforward. I would just write what's in the video, but my content itself wouldn't change at all. I still make the kind of content I want to make. The only thing that I tweak for the algorithm is like titles and thumbnails. What is your personality type? I'd never done this test before and I just took it a minute ago so I could answer your question, but this is my result. Don't really know what that means, but I'm really blown away that one of you guessed that this would be my result. How did you know that? What about me like gave off those vibes? I'm so curious. Please tell me. But yeah, this is my first time doing this. I don't really understand the test or anything, but these are my results. Hopefully this is a good thing. Dunno. I'm hoping to study abroad in Sendai soon. Do you know any interesting places to visit? So Sendai itself is just like a really nice place to live. I feel like there's nothing too exciting going on here for visitors. In August, we have a massive festival. So if you are around for August 7th, there is the Tanabata Festival, which is like the biggest event here in Sendai. And I've never been myself, but I'm really looking forward to going this year. But surrounding the Sendai area, there are lots of really cool spots. Like if you head 30 minutes over to the coast, there's Matsushima Bay, which is amazing. Yamadera Temple over in Yamagata is not too far away either. There's also the Zao area, which has lots of onsen, and I think there's a caldera there that I haven't seen yet, but I've heard it's good. So there's lots for you to do in the area for sure. Any advice for a first-time cat owner? Yeah, I can think of a few things. There are so many plants and flowers that are poisonous to cats, so please do look up a list of the poisonous plants online and make sure you don't have them in your house anywhere, because cats will find them and eat them. They love chewing on plants. Tip number 2 would probably be sneak some extra water into your cat's diet anytime you can, because cats tend to not drink the amount of water that they need. So if you can just like add a little bit into their wet food, sneak it in there and get a little bit more, that will be really good for them. Tip number 3 would be buy some automatic toys, especially if you have very hyper energetic cats like I do. These toys are a lifesaver when I'm trying to get work done. I can just turn them on, leave the cats in the living room, and they're entertained for hours. I'll have a list of all my favorite cat toys down below in the description box. You can get them all on Amazon, so check that out. What's your favorite part about living in Japan? Something that nobody would expect. I can think of something that I realized I really like about living here when I went to England. So over in England, when I was just walking down the street alone, lots of guys would yell things at me, and this happens in Canada as well. But I realized that here in Japan, people don't do that. They just leave you alone. Unless you're in Shibuya, there's some annoying guys in Shibuya. But in general, yeah, people don't talk to you. They don't yell things at you. It's great. I really like that. Over half of the questions from you guys want to know if I'm dating, if I have a boyfriend, who's my boyfriend. If you've been with my channel for a while, you know that I don't really talk about who I'm dating. It took me 5 years, I think, to introduce you guys to my last partner. I just kind of like to make sure that it's, you know, a serious long-term thing before announcing it to the world, because I don't want to have to come back here 2 months later and make an awkward breakup video. Been there, wasn't fun. I do have a boyfriend now. We've been together for quite a while, so we've decided that it's probably all right to tell you guys. It's going really well and I'm really happy. I don't know what else to say really. It's kind of awkward to talk about, but yeah. Ooh, and lots of you asked me how dating is in Japan, how it compares to dating in Canada. I am the absolute worst person to ask this question because I've never been on a date in my life, like the traditional sense of a date, like meeting up with somebody and getting to know them for the purpose of becoming romantically involved. I've never done that. I don't like the idea of meeting up with a stranger for a date. That just grosses me out. I don't know why. But yeah, all my past relationships were just really good friends that eventually evolved into a relationship. So don't have any experience dating. Sorry, I can't really tell you about that. Are you dating Chris Broad? Are you dating Chris? Are you and Chris dating? Curious to know if you're dating Chris from abroad in Japan. Why won't you date Chris? And what Chris's would you date? Yes, I'm dating Chris. He is the boyfriend. So you guys have to promise now that you know that you will no longer ask me if I'm dating any of my guy friends. Mark, Norm, Victor, they're all just friends. They've always just been friends. So if you would like to ship me with someone, you have my full permission to ship me with Chris, but that's it. Promise. I'm going to Kyoto for an artist residency in September. Ooh, awesome, congrats. Tips on keeping cool, not dying. Yes, actually, let me grab it and show you. You need one of these in your life. This will be the best investment you make if you are in Japan in the summer. It's a portable, rechargeable fan. It's got lots of different settings, but it gets quite strong. It's quite a strong wind. This will save you if you are outside in the humid, hot summer. get one of these. You can get them on Amazon, or lots of the home stores sell them as well. This one's from Frank. What's your heritage? Where are your ancestors from? I have a very small family. My grandparents are from the Netherlands and Hungary, so I'm a mix of those two as far as I know. I don't really know anything further back than that, so I'd really like to do a DNA test one day. Got one from my cat, and I got the results recently, and I was shocked. I can't believe what kind of cat he is. I'm gonna be getting another one for Tuna, so maybe I'll get my own, and I'll do a video about all three of us talking about our makeup. That could be really fun. Favorite thing about creating content? I would definitely say it's like the back and forth that you get with viewers here on YouTube. Not so much the creating content part, but I love being able to post something, have you guys react to it, talk back and forth with you in the comments. Like, I've learned so many things from you guys. You've given me great advice on stuff, and hopefully I've done the same. Hope my videos have taught you something, or at least entertained you. But yeah, it's definitely being able to interact with people in the comments. That's my favorite part. Do you plan on doing another UK vlog? I only filmed the one while I was there this time because I was just hanging out with friends and going to a wedding. That was my focus, but I will be going back in the winter if everything goes as planned, and I would love to make more videos while I'm there. So yeah, more UK vlogs coming in the future. Describe your dream home, the type of area you'd want to be in. I really want like a quaint little cottage. I don't want a big house. I only want it to have just a few bedrooms, just enough for like an office and a bedroom and maybe a gym. I want it to be like an old building with beams and just something really cozy. And the location would definitely be in the countryside somewhere, up on the hill with a nice view of nature out the breakfast window. Yeah, that's the dream. Hopefully one day. It's nothing like where I'm living now. It's not so bad here either, but it's definitely not a place that I would want to live permanently. I definitely prefer the countryside. Would you ever play Pokemon Go as a video idea? It's really improved since 2016. Yeah, actually, I would like to do that. So I stopped playing Pokemon Go in 2018, I think. I had to delete it off my phone and just stop playing cold turkey. Not because I didn't like it, but I was obsessed to the point that it was taking over my life. So yeah, I'd like to try it again and see how it's changed. That would be really cool. What's your go-to drink at Starbucks? I get the Earl Grey tea latte with oat milk and light syrup. That's my Japan order. If you don't have tea lattes in your country, that's basically just a London fog with oat milk. Get one if you've never had one. Very yummy. What's your #1 comfort food in Japan? I feel like you're gonna expect me to say some kind of like nice, fancy Japanese food, but it's actually this frozen pasta that I can get from Family Mart. It's mushroom or truffle flavored or something. It's just really good. I can't believe it's a frozen pasta every time I eat it. It tastes like it came from a fancy restaurant. If you're in Japan, go to Family Mart, try the frozen pasta. 10 out of 10, you will be pleasantly surprised. Did your trip to England tempt you to move there someday? Oh yeah, I would move there tomorrow if I could. If visas weren't a thing and it was really easy, I would pack up and move there, like right away. I loved it, love everything about it. It's definitely the kind of place that I can see myself living in permanently. So yeah, it's definitely on the cards for the future, hopefully. How do you keep your living space clean, orderly, and free of clutter? I don't. But if I had a tip, when I am in the mood for cleaning, what I do is I make sure that everything in my house has a place. So you know where it goes. It's easy to just pick up stuff from around the house and know where it's supposed to be. Also, I have lots of like storage boxes and stuff like that to sort out my stationery. That's always a great way to hide clutter and organize things. Baskets, boxes, stuff like that. Are you vegan or vegetarian? I was really strict plant-based for 3 years, I think, but it started causing issues with my work, unfortunately. Here in Japan, they're not very accepting of diets like veganism or vegetarianism. They don't really understand it. I work a lot with the local governments here in Japan, showing off the area, showing off their famous foods. So when they find out that I can't eat meat or fish or eggs, they don't want to work with me and they hire other YouTubers instead. So that started to really bum me out, and I decided I need to be a lot more flexible with my diet while I'm living here in Japan. So now I would say I eat more vegetarian. I don't really eat dairy that much, but I'll eat eggs. I'll have like fish if there's some fish broth in the soup or something. In general, I eat lots of veggie food just because that's what I like. I was raised mostly as a vegetarian because my family's vegetarian, but I don't follow a strict diet at the moment. And I think that's about it. Thanks so much for sending in your questions, you guys. Hopefully I answered something, and look forward to the house tour coming next week. I'm so excited. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.